You are listening to a special audio series, Netaji, the birth of Indian independence on your very own Ace FM, with me, RJ Mini, and the writer of this audio series, Manoj Swami. We are continuing the saga of the greatest warrior of India's independence struggle, whose bravery and foresight will be echoed in the history of Hindustan for centuries. Ours is also an effort to reveal the inspirational aspects of the life of Netaji, in which we have mixed facts with a little fiction for the purpose of entertainment. In the previous episode, we learned how Subhash and his schoolmates celebrated the first anniversary of martyr Khudiram Bose's sacrifice in the field outside their school premises. The event became so popular that even the British Education Department in Calcutta was shaken by its impact. With the uproar, surely came the need for punishment as a consequence. The authorities of Ravenshaw Collegiate School in Cuttack were sternly instructed to give harsh punishment to the organizers of this event, and Inspector Delton visited Janakinath Bose's chamber to inquire about Subhash. Now let's hear what happens next in the upcoming episode of this powerful story titled Punishment for Disobedience. Seeing Janakinath's nervousness, Inspector Delton chuckles and says, "Oh, Mr. Bose, why are you so flustered? Can't I make you a social visit?" "Why not? Why not? You are always welcome, Inspector," Janakinath replies. Then he calls out to his servants, saying, "Is anyone there? Quickly bring a lemonade for Inspector Sahib." Turning to Inspector Delton, he asks, "Tell me, Inspector, what brings you here?" Inspector Delton says, "We are government servants. Wherever we are ordered to go, we go. Your son Subhash seems to be gaining popularity in the city of Cuttack due to his extracurricular activities. Is he planning to become a political activist or what?" Janakinath replies humbly, "I'm just a small servant of the British government, the same as you. My only aim is to educate my children and prepare them for the service of the British government. I want Subhash to go to London to become a barrister. He too is working hard to reach that goal. He is studying right now. Wait a minute, I will call him here, then you can ask him yourself what he wishes to do when he grows up." Before Janakinath could call Subhash to his chamber, Inspector Delton stops him and says, "Why are you interrupting the child's attention while he is concentrating on his studies? I will go to his room and meet him myself. Would be fun to see how our talented barrister is preparing. Of course, if you do not have any objection." "Of course not. Let me take you to Subhash's room myself," Janakinath replies. Inspector stops him and says laughingly, "Sir, please carry on with your work. In case our bosses find out that you could not complete the task assigned to you because of my arrival, both of us will be taken to task for not doing our jobs appropriately. I don't want to bother you with this. I can go and meet him myself. Just tell me where Subhash's room is." Janakinath directs Inspector Delton to Subhash's room, and he reaches there after carefully observing the details of the house. Subhash is engrossed in his studies when Inspector Delton enters. The inspector observes his room closely and notices a line of pictures of young revolutionaries from Bengal hung on one side of the wall. He is not impressed at all by seeing this, but does not demonstrate his displeasure. He decides to handle the issue tactfully and exclaims, "Very good, Subhash. It's great to see you studying diligently. Studying hard is a very good thing. But what's the purpose of having the pictures of these terrorists hanging in your room? You are a talented student, and this kind of ambience does not befit your conduct." Subhash's focus shifts from his studies as he faces Inspector Delton with surprise, but he is not afraid of him at all. He responds, "This is a matter of perspective, Inspector. While you call them terrorists, we the people of Hindustan consider them as freedom fighters. Then Subhash points to the other side of the wall where a picture of Swami Vivekananda is hung and tells Inspector Dalton, "Just like you see Swamiji as a mere human, I consider him to be a god." He then proceeds to recite an English poem by Vivekananda to Inspector Dalton. "I am neither the mind nor the intellect, neither the ego nor the ninth star. I am neither the body nor the changes of the body. I am neither the sense of hearing, taste, smell or sight, nor am I the ether, the earth, the fire, the air. I am existence absolute. I am knowledge absolute, bliss absolute. I am He, I am He. Shivoham, Shivoham." Subhash's poem leaves Inspector Dalton speechless, and he quietly leaves the room. On the way out of the house, he approaches Janakinath Bose and advises him by saying, "Mr. Janakinath, I have been keeping an eye on the activities of your elder son Sharat Chandra in Calcutta, but would caution you to also keep an eye on your younger son SubhashChandra. I am not comfortable with his demeanor. I came to Cuttack with an education committee from Calcutta. The British government has ordered the school authorities to stop the anti-government activities happening in their school. Subhash is accused of not only promoting such activities in school, but also throughout the city of Cuttack. I fear that due to his actions, he might be expelled from school, and your dream of sending him to England to become a barrister might remain unfulfilled." Saying this, Inspector Dalton leaves, but a helpless Janakinath Bose is lost in thought because he knew that disciplining Subhash was not an easy task. He had already crossed the age where one could ask him to mend his ways by scolding, and reprimanding and convincing him with a debate was useless, as winning an argument with him was very difficult because of his prodigious maturity. Meanwhile in school, pressure was mounting on Headmaster Beni Madhav Das in the meeting with the owners of the Ravenshaw Collegiate School and the education committee that had arrived from Calcutta. They were applying pressure on Beni Madhav Das to take strict action against Subhash and his group for the act of impudence that they had committed outside the school by organizing the event of celebrating the death of Khudiram Bose, who was considered a terrorist by the British Raj. How did the headmaster Beni Madhav face this pressure? By expelling Subhash and his teammates from school, or by confronting the school authorities head-on? We will reveal what transpired thereafter in our next episode. Until then, please allow us to take a leave. By us, I mean me, RJ Bini, and the writer of the story, Manoj Swami, from your very own ACE FM.